so the next year, I jumped to another guy, and he wanted to start a crew full of young guys, and so we got together, and we took off about 2 or 3 years, and then I jumped on another guy's crew because this is when I was starting to build a name for myself as was quote unquote a good official, and got on there and just then everything took off because that's when I started getting noticed by a guy named Ron Doak. Ron Doak ran basically the JUCO system here in
Okay.
Texas, and so he called me up and he was like, "Hey man, I need a back judge. You want to do it?" And at the time, I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And because I was actually a line of scrimmage guy at the time, and so he wanted a back judge. So I jumped on that just because it was JUCO, and JUCO was interesting because the JUCOs in Texas at the time, man, it was like the wild wild west out there.
Anything goes.
Anything goes, man.
How you?
It was basically like how you see Last Chance U.
Right.
What?
No, my question was, I'm gonna let you finish. You said you went from line of scrimmage to back judge, probably with no experience, right?
No, yeah, no experience. None. None.
But going out there to the Wild Wild West is probably good going to black judge. You didn't have to deal with the coaches. You didn't have to
Yeah, I
deal
had
with
to
no
do no coach.
sideline, right? Like I may not have a clue what I'm doing back here in this middle, but I ain't got to deal with none of y'all.
That's right. That's right. Exactly.
That
Exactly.
probably was the best place to be getting thrown out
Yeah.
there to JUCO. Now I know there is some JUCO, in Texas, but it wasn't too many schools though, right? I mean, were you doing a lot of driving for the JUCOs?
Yeah. Yeah. There's one that's pretty much sits between Houston and Texas, and that's Blinn, but the rest of them are spread out across the state.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, man, it was an adventure. Like I said, a guy named Ron Doak, and God bless him, Ron had his van, his white van, and he would come pick us all up, and Ron would drive that van, and it'd be 7 of us in a van, man. We'd be blessed just to make it to the game.
That sounds creepy, bro. Somebody pull up with a white man. with something ain't
dudes just come rolling out this white man.
Yeah.
Sound like some criminal intent.
And here's the funny part. So at the time they didn't want to really play for 7 officials, right? So I think we got paid. They only want to pay for 6. And so they had an agreement amongst each other. So they would pay for 6, and then we would split the checks to make it equal for 7. So only 6 names went into the conference or whatever the conference was. But then they would pool their money and give the 7th guy his money, which was me. And so that's how I got paid.
So you had to get $10 from everybody on the crew.
Because they was too cheap to pay for 7 officials. So they were like, man, we gonna make. So if you had a crew, and the crews were like I said, these guys who put these crews together, and they were like, man, we want to go with 7. And so they would pay out of their pocket, quote unquote, out of their pocket for that 7th official.
That gotta be the
funny.
Shadiest. You pull up in a white van and you hope they split the money with you.
It's gonna be a long ride home.
Yeah.
We got some problems.
It's gonna be some problems. Exactly.
So hopefully that experience helped you, right? Because you're not. So you driving Saturday morning, right? So you're not giving up Friday. So you work. So you're still doing middle school, the varsity, and the JUCO.
Okay, but I guess I skipped the part. So at this point in time, I'm a hot name in high school.